Hi and welcome. Today I have a collage frame and let's get started. I start with a couple frames. The one I cut from a lighter weight cardboard, and the second one I cut from cardstock and put on a layer of book paper. And I made them so that the holes in the middle were one was slightly smaller than the other so that they could have a layered effect, and so I thought that would be nice. So I'm taking the book page one and just buffing up the edges. I'm using Rusty Hinge, and then now I'm going to be using Vintage Photo. Just trying to distress it up a little bit. And before I start gluing things on, I'm going to stamp this paper one with a stamp from the Field Notes, I believe, from Stampers Anonymous, and it says Destination. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the cardboard, or it might be chipboard. I don't recall. I've had it for a long time. But I just distress the edges with the Vintage Photo. And glue them together. And then I'm going to secure them with some binding clips while they dry. I clip them near the edges because it's, I think, most important that the edge looks like it's tight. So it's dry, and I'm going to take my roto punch and punch a hole in the corner. And sometimes it needs a little help to get it all out, especially when it's something like cardstock and thicker. And this little number comes from just a sheet of decorative cardstock, and I like to hang them from the corners, so I'm just putting a little hole punch in preparation for that. It'll hang from that corner on this little bulb clip. And then I'm just gonna start arranging my items. I've got all sorts of items here, and some of them I'll be buffing up the edges so that the edges don't look pristine with the Vintage Photo Distress Ink. But like the identification check there, that is from a scrap of a different project, one that I distress inked with stencils and things, and I had that left, so just pulled it out as a scrap to use, and I stamped it using the eccentric, I believe. I think it was either eccentric or Field Notes stamp set. I'll have them listed in the description. And then that's a shopping bag that I've tore a piece off and wrinkled it up. You won't see much of it in the end, but it just adds another layer of something. The little number strip is exactly that. It's from Tim Holtz ephemera number strip packet, and it just had a little bit wider border on it than I needed, so I trimmed it down, buffed it again, and it's going down in that corner. And that is a old-time phone dial, in case you don't know what that is. Not old like me. And it's from the Urban Layers from Idea-ology. And this piece here, this is what prompted me to do it. I bought the Collage strips, and I wasn't sure if I'd like them or not. I mean, I knew they'd be good, but I just didn't know if I would ever use them. But then when I looked through them and got ready to actually do a project, I'm like, those collage strips will be perfect, and I am so glad I have them now. This is just a scrap of decorative cardstock. I have a whole bunch. And so I just put a scrap there. It's cameras, old-time cameras. And then this scrap, I used the other half on a different project. I wanted it looked ripped. And so here's the other piece, and it's from the ticket booth stamp set. I'm not exactly sure which stamp it is in that because I'd have to look again, but it is from Stampers Anonymous sticker booth. And then I just stick a little mini paper clip. Even though they're glued down, it kind of looks like that the paper clip's holding it. And so that little bulb clip is safety pin is going to be holding my number down. And then I'm taking a piece, sentiment from the Small Talk stamp or sticker set, sticker book from Idea-ology. It says creativity takes courage. And then I wanted to add a little softness, so this is a piece of binding tape, and I cut it maybe even into thirds, or this might be a third of the strip, but I wanted a thinner piece. It was pretty thick, or wide, pretty wide. And so I'm dyed it with some vintage photo, and then tried it, and now my clumsy fingers are trying to tie it into a bow. I do succeed, but it's not the most attractive bow. Bow tying is not up there in my skills. Okay, so looking at it, I decide I want to add some softness to it. And so in all my ephemera I've collected over the years, I found this leaf stem, and then this butterfly that I think is from Tim Holtz Urban pack. But the leaf strip, I don't know what that's from. It's very old. And I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And have a great day.